RC enthusiasts, it's your host Tom Cogswell from Horizon Hobby and SpektrumRC, here to give you another NX tutorial. In my hands is an NX6, but what I'm about to show you works for the NX8 and NX10 as well. So what we're going to talk about today is the color templates option. By that I mean the option to change the colors of the template of the screen. Right now this is kind of the default that you're going to get as you power it on out of the box, but there are a bunch of different options. There's presets and then there's custom ways to assign how the screen looks. All right, so to get into color templates, and sorry about the herringbone that you might see on the screen here, that's just something that digital screens can do to a camera. We're gonna go down to get there, you have to go to System Setup. Click yes. And you're gonna go down to Palette Utilities. So you got a number of options here. And first off, we're gonna go for this model. So Spektrum is kind of the default template. It's that black and white, and then it's red when you've selected it, or when you have something navigated to, essentially. But there's a number of presets, which there are a Spektrum High Vis, which is kind of a black and orange like that. Great for night. Red, white, and blue if you're feeling patriotic. Black, red, and gold, another good nighttime template. Black and white, that's good too. It does, it kind of looks just like that. Spektrum Dark, which is kind of the reverse of Spektrum. Orange, oh, I like orange. That one looks really good. That's very festive for Halloween coming up. And then personalized. Personalized, when you select personalized, that is these global custom personalizations. So if we go in here, this one can be a bit confusing if you don't know what you're looking at. Each of these numbers is a red, blue, and green. So, or RGB. The middle number, or the first number, the 0 there, at least in this regard, is red, the middle is green, and the last one is blue. If you guys are curious on how RGB color mixing for computer screens works, I'd suggest Googling it or looking it up on the internet so you can get a better idea. Essentially what these numbers do is it mixes the colors together until you get the one. So when we're looking at this screen, navigation is referring to kind of these previous and next things that you're gonna see normally in like the bottom or top of the screen. And then FG stands for foreground and BG stands for background. So the background is 0, 0, 0 at this point, so it's black. 0, 0, 0 would be black. And in the foreground, I've got a little bit of green in. So that's why my previous and next here down at the bottom are green. The main top is this top bar here. So if we want to change that, let's say we want it to be red. So let's get rid of G. And this is the foreground. And then B. So now the letters are red. And then to exit that, you just swipe all the way to the left. And then if you want to change the background, let's say, actually I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and keep that. Function bar, that's going to be this guy down here. And it has a function bar region at the bottom so you know what you're looking at. You can leave that how you like. The normal is just kind of how everything is going to look. So when you're going through menus, all the normal letters are going to be the foreground and background on that. Monitor, kind of the same thing. If you go to the monitor menu or if you scroll over to the servo monitor, that's how it's going to look color-wise. And then select field, that is, see how my box, when I have something highlighted, that is my select field. I have it as a blue background in black letters. So that's how that works. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and change my function and monitor bars so that they match. Just make this. Easy way to get to black is if you select the color, you just hit the clear button. It'll take everything to 0, or it'll take that selection to 0. And then I'll go to monitor and do the same thing with the background. And then one important thing that you're going to want to go to, because it's going to your main screen is going to look funny. If you go to the next down here in the bottom right hand corner, it'll bring up this screen where you can change the way that the trims look, and you can also change the color of the model image. So I just did that to kind of match the trim one. You know, you've got your foreground and your background of the trims. So your foreground is going to be kind of the box there, like that. So you can adjust those numbers. I like the bright kind of yellowish green. And then the background I'm going to keep to match. And then same thing for the model. If I want that to be a different color, I can change that to make it, let's say, blue. It's pretty dark blue. Let's add a little bit of green into it to get it to pop. All right, and then one thing that you guys might have noticed with older DX models, but I just want to show it off kind of as an added pro tip. If you want to change the way that the trims look, let's go back. Just kind of throwing this in there. If you go to System Settings and you go to Next, you're gonna have this trim style here. You have a few different ones that you can choose from, or you can turn them off. So play around with that if you want to change the look of your trimmers. Again, it can be kind of confusing if you don't know what you're looking at. Just play around with it. You're not gonna hurt anything by changing it. And then if you do feel like, well, okay, that's just what I came up with is junk, it doesn't look good. Really, the presets that we have here are great. Let's go back to Spektrum. So up here when it says new model, if you want your new models, every time you make a new model to be a specific one, you can change it to that. And when you create a new model, it will be in that color template. And if you wish to personalize just this model, that's the same screen as the global personalization, but it will only affect that one model. And then copy a palette essentially allows you to copy one of the presets that you have or one of your personalized ones to another. So let's go ahead and create a new model and see how that works. So easy way to create a new model is to simply press the clear and back buttons here, and it brings up your model list, and you can go to add new model and create. Now it's black and white, or the Spektrum High visibility. And that's how you use the color customizations and color palettes and presets on the NX radios. I really like being able to change it to like a nighttime mode like this. That's really what I prefer to do this with. I almost like having a dark screen all the time. Play around with it. It's a great way to customize and have fun with your NX transmitters. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or if you have other suggested videos that you'd like to see with the NX transmitters, again, feel free to leave those in the comments below. This is Tom signing off. Thanks for watching and happy flying.